popular northern politician says Igbos have been systematically marginalized since civil war. The former senator that represented Kaduna Central in the Red Chamber, Senator Shehu Sani, said that the Igbo nation has been systematically marginalized since the civil war. He said this on Saturday while speaking at a meeting organized by the Association of Igbo in diaspora and described the marginalization of Igbos in Nigeria as a collective punishment. Senator Shehu Sani also said that the Igbos are not well represented in politics due to the injustice they are facing in Nigeria. He disclosed that the marginalization and exclusion of the Igbo people from Nigerian politics stemmed from the historical Biafra War. He praised Igbos for being patriotic Nigerians while recalling how a Fulani man named Farouk Atline was elected a mayor in the southeast shortly before the onset of the Civil War, and then said that the act is a direct evidence that whatever happened subsequently was not the fault of Igbos. He also said that those clamoring for the division of Nigeria were not picking their reasons from the sky, as their reasons are based on injustice and inequality meted to them. He therefore said that the secessionists can be defeated by giving them the justice they deserve. Well, it's true. He said that most governments that has not ruled Nigeria always give out key positions to other tribes and exclude the Igbos and from appointments and proving those who don't believe in one Nigeria right. He further stated that the Igbos have been regarded unpatriotic Nigerians since the Civil War, and killings and cases of insecurity across the nation is capable of destabilizing the peace of the country. He then advised that the only way to ensure lasting peace within the country is to initiate power rotation because a particular tribe claiming key positions as their inheritance in Nigerian political system will not ensure stability of the country. Well, obviously what he's saying is absolutely right. However, what would then happen if, let's say, power is distributed equally amongst all the tribes? Does that mean corruption will end? Does that mean inequality in general will end? So again, it's definitely a power thing. As much as, okay, fine, it is very unfair that, one ethnic group is gatekeeping resources that are not theirs, and basically trying to gatekeep for themselves only. And so it's like, so what? Like, they're doing it. However, like, the country is still going through some fundamental problems which have nothing to even do with the Igbos, which obviously adds to their fight or their request for, leaving the country, and as they should, because it's not, since time immemorial, since the birth of the country, it was not necessarily, put out for the longevity of them, including of, eating of the cake, national cake. But again, at the end of the day, I think Nigeria has worse problems than inequality. I think that our corruption is absolutely poor. I mean, to be honest, again, Igbos are not looking for power. Don't even try buy them with that. Again, except the selfish ones who basically will sell out their people for whatever. But at the end of the day, what real Igbos are looking for is not necessarily power. They just want independence from the country. They want to be their own self-determination and rule for themselves. Again, I just think it's very weird straight after independence, Biafra all of a sudden is now asking for independence. We need to do that paperwork. What were the grounds that Nigeria got independence on? Because again, that's where everything starts from. As we know, the British did hand over officially power to basically the Fulanis. However, it's like, okay, what does that do? Nothing. It just promotes what they've been doing before. Again, the conquered behave like the conquered behave like the conquerors, and that's exactly what's happening. We incite hate and hurt and everything against each other. I think a mentality needs to be shifted. I think Nigeria just needs work. I think there's some ground things that we need to even start from and understand our identity. Do we want to be Nigerians? Do we understand what it's like to be a Nigerian? What is it like? What are our core values as Nigerians? And I think that's where everything comes from. The foundation for Nigeria's being is based on profit and profit alone. But it's just like, as Nigerians, why are we Nigerians? We are Nigerians by virtue of colonization. That's it. That is it. It's not a thing of like we were not cohabiting, but we were not fighting each other. Like we were not out here trying to. I mean, there were no prison systems in Africa. That's how crime rate was so very very low. We had the Benin Empire. We had so many empires, and we were literally chilling. So again, it's just like we weren't hating against each other before. And why are we competing against each other when we were doing our own thing to make ourselves sustainable for ourselves only? We never really thought of what another person was doing. However, I think that there's some certain, again, we describe it as we call it the colonial mentality of how we think and how we relate to each other. I think yes, our culture has been retained to the best that it can till now. However, I think there's some things that have been infiltrated by the colonial mentality. Again, culture hard to change and can be changed by years. We were colonized for what? We were colonized. Slavery went on for 400 years. We were colonized for some hundred of years, hundreds of years after, less than slavery though. But still, I think that is enough. I think that is enough to literally shake the ground and identity of a whole set of people. It's enough. It really is. However, it doesn't mean that we will go on, because again, if we're grown adults, grown people, grown elders in the country, and we choose to remain this way, then we have to take responsibility for that. And it is definitely irresponsible of us. There's certain things that we do need to change, and that's just what it is. So again, going back to our history makes a lot of sense as to why Igbos are marginalized. Again, it's a thing of, I don't know. At this point, it just is what it is, to be honest. Like when Nigeria is ready, we're ready. Right now, I don't know what's going on. But I think one thing that we need to make clear, and one thing that we need to just put into perspective, is that we need to have a conversation of what we're doing. Separating doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think at the end of the day, we just need to actually sort out our differences, sort out whatever's going on, just have this oneness mentality, because at the end of the day, we can separate into 5,000 African states. However, we are still Africans at the end of the day, and we have to go through the world as Africans, being one unit in terms of trade, education, everything else. So yeah, that's basically it. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.